Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing a total of 4 dreams that I've had in the span of 2 weeks. 3 of the dreams are, to me, I believe, are kind of in the same theme. It's kind of speaking the same. And one of the dreams I actually shared briefly on a live stream, but I left off some details. So I want to encompass that dream as well because, again, it all speaks to the same theme, I believe. And there's another dream that I also had a couple of days ago, or maybe 3 or 4 days ago now. So I want to go ahead and share that with you all. The first dream I want to share, this was the dream I briefly shared on one of the live streams, but I had this dream on August the 4th. And in this particular dream, I saw these trolls, and that's exactly what I knew them to be. They were trolls. They were very short in stature, and they had these really big eyes and wild red hair. All of them looked the same. And they were ensuing terror, chaos, and destruction. Now, when I first saw the scene play out before me, it looked like a normal day. I could see cars driving. I could see people in business suits with briefcases. They were just walking along the street. I saw ordinary women, men just walking in regular clothing. It just looked like a normal day. The sun was out. Everything looked normal. And then all of a sudden, these trolls just came out of nowhere. And they just started immediately bringing chaos and destruction. So after I saw these trolls come out of nowhere, I began to see car accidents. And I saw these trolls literally breaking people apart. They would just run up to them and just grab limbs and just break them apart. It was very brutal. I also wrote that while I was seeing this, I could also see some of these trolls with, it looked like machine guns, or they were just like shooting people, and they were intentionally targeting people. And while they were shooting these people, they were laughing while they were doing it. It was the most insane, horrific scene that was being displayed before me. Now, as I was seeing this pure terror taking place, and I could see the fear on people's faces as they were running, trying to escape, all of a sudden, I kept hearing this beast growling. And I couldn't see anything, but I could hear it in my spiritual ear. And the growls would just become really loud, and it was very intense. And so as the dream continued, I remember going inside this building with others, and we were trying to find a place to hide. And one of the guys that was with us said that he knew this was going to happen and that it wasn't supposed to happen now. And it was made known that he had planned to be long gone before this had happened. And I remember I looked at him in anger, and I questioned, why wouldn't he warn anyone of this? And after I had that happen, or that scene played out, we then ran inside of what looked to be an apartment building. And I ran inside one of the apartments, and I shut the door. And it was made to be where I was the protector. And so I remember I locked the door behind me. And when I turned back to look at the door some kind of way budged open. And when I looked at the lock was broken. And I saw a drill, and I asked somebody to hurry up and get me the drill so I can fix the lock. And as I was drilling, I knew that the sound from the drill was compromising our location, but I was trying to hurry and fix this lock. And again, I could hear this beast growling again. Now, I was hearing it in my right ear. A lot of times when I have dreams, I hear things in my right ear spiritually. And I found some heavy furniture, and I just began to slide it in front of the door. Anything that I could find heavy to secure us in this room so we could be safe. And I woke up. So I had that dream on August 4th. I thought it was the weirdest dream to even have, but interestingly, yesterday, just out of curiosity, I looked up the word troll. It said that these were ugly creatures that were depicted as either a giant or a dwarf. Now, I told you in this particular dream, they were very short in stature. So I was like, okay, So I go further, and it says that in later Scandinavian folklore, trolls became beings in their own right, where they lived far from human habitation and are considered dangerous to human beings. So I thought that was very interesting that it specified that these trolls were considered dangerous to human beings, because in my dream, that's exactly what played out. They were extremely dangerous, and they were set out to destroy human beings in this dream. Okay, so the next dream that I want to share with you all, I actually had this dream on, let's see, August the 11th. Okay, so there were two dreams that I actually had on this particular night. So this is what I wrote. I dreamt that I saw a scene where I was seeing these things that looked human, but they weren't. And they were causing chaos and destruction. I could see people running in fear and terror. People were trying to shoot at them, at these things that looked human, but they weren't. They were trying to shoot at them, but they were missing. I remember protecting this group of people that were around me, and I extended my right hand. And when I extended my right hand, these things that were causing all this chaos and destruction, they couldn't come near us. A lot of the dreams that I share usually has to do with me extending my right hand. And a lot of times there's a power and authority that comes with it. I'm always seeing something miraculous happen that is out of my control, but I know when I extend that right hand, it's like the Lord steps in and he's helping me in whatever situation I'm in those particular dreams. So that's basically what happened. And so after I extended my right hand, I remember I looked down at my hands and I had a weapon. It looked like a gun, but it looked a little different. But as I saw this weapon in my hand, I just started shooting at these things that looked human, but I knew they weren't. And for whatever reason, I knew that in order for me to defeat these things, when they would open their mouth, that's when I would shoot. And I knew that I had to shoot inside of their mouth in order to defeat them. And I knew that I had to shoot them 3 times in order for them to be defeated. And that's exactly what I did. And when I shot this one thing that was surrounding us, I shot it in its mouth 3 times, and then it fell to the ground and it was defeated. And I woke up briefly from that dream. I lay back down and I fell back to sleep, and then another dream began. This felt more like a vision, and it was very, very quick. In this particular scene, I saw what looked to be these giants. And when I say giants, they were extremely tall, taller than any tree that you will see on this planet. They were tall, and they were black and white, meaning there was no color that was emphasized in this scene. It just looked like black and white. And this is not the first time I've dreamt something like this, where I'm seeing giants walking the earth, but they looked to be out of color. They wasn't in like a colorful scene. It was black and white. So this is what I saw again in this particular dream. And as they were walking, I remember seeing there were men and women. I want to say like 3 or 4 of them. I can't remember if it was like 1 man and 3 women, or 2 men and 2 women. I don't remember. I just remember seeing men and women, and it looked to be 3 or 4 of them, just based off of what I can remember. And they wasn't saying anything. They were just walking, and it looked like as they were walking, it was like they were on a mission. And what was interesting though is I saw a dinosaur walking with them. Now, interestingly too, this dinosaur, the whole body of the dinosaur was not shown to me. But instantly, as I'm watching this, I knew in the vision this was a dinosaur. It only showed the head and the base of the neck. And I will insert an image of what I saw and the type of dinosaur that I believe it was referencing. But it was very, very quick, like a quick vision. Although the vision was very quick, I did know that these giants were also ensuing some type of chaos and terror in the earth. It was just the vibe that I got while watching this scene play out. And although I wasn't allowed to remember a lot of the details when I woke up from this vision, I just remember knowing that the theme was the same. They were just their presence alone. It was ensuing that same chaos, that same terror, that same destruction. And I woke up from that. The next dream that I want to share with you all, I actually had on August 13th. And this is very disturbing. So this is kind of my disclaimer to those of you who are very sensitive regarding anything pertaining to children. I just want to give you a disclaimer that what was shown to me was very detailed, and it was very, very hard to watch. Now, I had this dream, like I said, on August 13th. Before I lay down on this particular night, I had been doing a lot of, research, not a lot of research. I was watching different videos pertaining to Heche, the actress who had passed away. I had been watching different news videos of what happened. I think I briefly watched some videos the day before, but one of the things that really was bothering me as I was watching this is something just did not feel right in my spirit about how all of this played out. I hadn't done extensive research. Like I said, I was more so just watching videos of news reports saying what had happened, but it was just in my spirit, I just did not feel right about it. So that was kind of something that I had been doing throughout that day. So I laid down, and usually when I lay down at night, I'm always talking to the Lord, and I'm talking to the Lord until I fall asleep. That's kind of just my thing. So, I was just talking to the Lord about just a lot of things, just wanting understanding of, where we are, wanting to know what it is that, he sees that he feels I need to be seeing and paying attention to. And so I lay down, and this is the dream that I got, you guys. So I dreamt that I saw myself looking into this house, and I knew that it was ran by a white male. And instantly, the dream really just went straight in, and I saw a house full of children of all ages. And it was made known to me that he was holding these children hostage, and he was using them as sex slaves. Like I said, could see children of all ages. I saw babies, I saw toddlers, and some were wearing diapers even. And it was made known to me also that these children had HIV, and the man of the house knew it. And it was made known to me also that the men who was running this organization, all of them had HIV. And I could see men coming in to the house, and they were bringing more children into this home. Now, when I was looking at these children, they were walking into this home in like a single file line, and it was very clear that these children had no idea why they were there, and they had no idea that, there was danger awaiting them. They looked so innocent, so precious, and my heart was just hurting so bad knowing that these children were going to be abused. And the thing with this dream too, it didn't allow me to say, to do anything. It was like I had to watch and see what was being shown to me. And so as I'm seeing these different men bringing these children in, I also saw what looked to be, it was like there were different security guards in this home as well. But I saw one particular security guard. He was a black male, and he had to come into the house, and I don't remember exactly why he had to come in, but it was like the owner of this home was trying to tempt him to take one of the children. And at first, the black male, the security guard, he was basically like, no, I'm good. But the man who was the owner of the home kept persuading him, and finally the security guard gave in. And I could see other men coming into the house that were specifically coming in because they wanted to partake of one of the children. And it was made known to me that these men had no idea that once they take these children, they were going to also catch HIV. And there was just so much evil that I saw in this setting. And it was like the owner of this house knew that he was spreading this disease, but he didn't care. And so right before I woke up, it showed myself as if I was one of the children. And it was like I was trying to find a way to escape. Now, that was pretty much what I dreamt. I believe that when it showed me kind of becoming one of the children, to a certain degree, I feel like God personalized it in a way to help me understand the fullness of what he was showing me. One being, it was to help me really know how to intercede and pray on behalf of these children. But also it was allowing me to see that I too was one of those children to a certain degree, because I experienced certain things growing up, and it was never to that degree, but showing how close it came to me as well, even when I was a child. And so I really was just meditating on this, trying to understand, like, Lord, what was the main reason? Like, why are you showing me this? And the Lord just began to help me understand more and more that America as a nation has so much innocent blood on its hands. And we have been hearing over the years different rituals that Hollywood participates in, different rituals that these elites participate in. And one of the main rituals is the sex trafficking of children, and just the different levels of torture that they bring upon these innocent children. And when the Lord really started showing me that this is the evil that he has been witnessing for so long, and it's to the point where God literally had to just bring judgment on this. Like, even when you look at the abortions, some people disagree with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, but a lot of us who understands from a spiritual point of view why this is evil and why this had to be overturned, we get it. And it's innocent blood that's crying out from the ground. It's innocent blood that's crying out, and it's reaching God's ears. It's getting God's attention. And there is so much wickedness that goes on when it comes to children. And I just immediately started praying that God brings judgment from the White House all the way down, because it's so wicked for anyone to do any type of evil to an innocent, precious young child. The evil is almost as if there is no depth to it. And for God to take the time to show me this lets me know how much this bothers him. Now, I had shared on my channel years ago that I saw on 2 different occasions that pedophilia was going to become legalized. One of the dreams I shared that here. I think another dream I shared on a podcast years ago. But this is what they're wanting. And we know in the scriptures it says, as it was in the days of Lot, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So in retrospect, we know that the conditions of evil that we see going on in this world, we understand why. From a spiritual standpoint, we understand why this is happening. But again, the Lord really started putting it on my heart to pray. Now, another reason why I wanted to bring attention to this is because when I held my Zoom meeting on this past Sunday, one of the ladies shared with me, and I had not heard about this. I believe she said that Heche had just finished making a documentary regarding sex trafficking. And so when she told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, that even makes more sense as to why God would show me this the same night that I was really watching all of these videos, trying to figure out what actually happened to her. And just the feeling that I had that something didn't sound right. Like, I know they was trying to rule it out as a suicide. Something didn't feel right to me about that. So, at the time, I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. I was just looking at it like, okay, maybe this is just what the Lord wants to show me, because I tell you guys all the time, I don't really lay down at night and ask the Lord to show me anything. I just lay down and go to sleep. And whatever he reveals to me during that time, that's what he chooses to reveal to me. So I just kind of took it as that. But when this person shared this with me on this Sunday, I was like, well, wait a minute. I was literally doing some research on Heche, and just feeling like something didn't feel right about it. And here it is. You're telling me that she actually was doing a documentary on sex trafficking. And so we further started discussing. I remember going also to another video that I was watching, and I was reading some of the comments, and they were also saying in the comments how ironic it is that it seems like anybody who speaks out about sex trafficking, something happens to them. And so I just really started to see that what I was picking up on as far as feeling like something wasn't right about it, I'm starting to feel that there was definitely something to it, that maybe that's why God revealed this to me, because he wanted me to see that there was a link between, you know, what he showed me in this dream and what happened to this actress. But you guys, you know, again, I've really been praying, and I've really been asking the Lord to, you know, bring exposure to these people. You know, I don't care their status, I don't care their wealth, I don't care their powerful positions, I don't care, you know, what their circumstances are in the sense of where they feel they may be untouchable. Bring exposure to it, because you guys, this is going on from the White House to the church house to the schoolhouse to the regular house. Like, this evil, this wickedness is going on everywhere. And, you know, God made it very clear that children were precious to him. They are precious to him. And I just pray that, you know, you guys will really just go even more harder in interceding on the behalf of these children. It's very twisted, you know, what the enemy is doing. And I just have to believe that, you know, this is why the Lord also wanted to share this with me, is so we could pray. And I'm praying, and I just ask that you guys also pray along with me. But as far as the other dream goes, I don't fully understand why there's been such a common theme behind these different spirits that are being shown to me, whether it's in the characters of trolls, whether it's through, you know, these things that look human but I know they're not human, or whether they're giants. I feel that there is some type of spirit that is being unleashed. And I think also when you look at the climate of America, with just all of the things that's been going on through this administration, it's definitely creating a climate of division, and just a lot of things that are unjust and unfair. I feel possibly that for me to not once but twice see giants, you know, walking the earth, and they're showed in black and white, I feel it's very possible that it could be referring to something that was of old. I had spoke with someone, and, you know, they kind of brought that to light, and it made sense, because anytime you watch something that's black and white, it's more considered like, you know, old time, or something that happened way in the past. So I just wanted to take the time to share this with you guys, put it out there so that you guys are also praying alongside of me. And as always, take everything I've said to the Lord in prayer. And I still believe God is in control of everything. I still believe that God is moving behind the scenes. And in so many ways, we do still see God turning some things around. We just have to continue watching and just seeing what happens as we get closer and closer to the end of this year. So, but I love you guys. If I receive anything else, I will definitely let you all know. Take care. Bye.